Well, I did not see that coming because we just got some giant news as we are going into version 2 of New Genesis. Well, you can now just straight up pay money to skip to Endgame and get Matt Level and Cocoon and other stuff. So, yeah, this is a thing, and I have some opinions on it, which we will go into, as well as everything you need to know about what is happening with this progression pass that is coming in version 2 for PSO2 New Genesis. But before we hop into that, welcome back to your number one stop for PSO2 New Genesis gameplay how-tos, and of course, like always, all of that jazz. And of course, I do want to give a big thank you to everybody that's supporting over on Patreon, subscribing over on Twitch, as well as memberships here on YouTube, and a big thank you to 1K for supporting at the Luna tier over on Patreon. Thank you, and let's just get into this because this is a whole thing. So like always, I'll have the link below so you guys can check this out, but let's go ahead and go into this. So to start off here, as they state, we are planning to provide a pay feature in a update coming on June 7th, which is of course when we get in version 2. That will enable players to raise their class level and advance the story progression instantly. So this is, of course, only for New Genesis, not bait PSO. So this is for New Genesis specifically. But as they continue here, the purpose of the feature is to support those who are just starting or returning to the game and want to catch up and socialize with other players, as well as access new content. Moreover, we believe it will also help players who wish to level additional character progress through the main story in a more effective manner. And from here, we get into, of course, how they're going to operate. So right off the gate, before we fully get into the details of the individual, because there is a few items that come in that you're going to be able to buy. Right out the gate, no idea how much they're going to cost. They do not state in this. But nonetheless, we do have multiple items, so affect multiple transactions here if this interests you. But before we get into the details of it, the main thing that I'm interested in of the fourth statement here is, of course, tied to pretty much, I get a semi-complaint, maybe not a complaint, depending on how you feel about it. Well, the last few expansions, we have had NPCs that would literally just give up millions of a billion to level our character. In some cases, jumping very close to what would be the cap for that expansion before you any thought the expansion. Obviously, that is not going to happen anymore since it will be moving behind a paywall. So depending on how you feel about that, that either a good thing or a bad thing, I get that you don't got to worry about that, since I know I have seen so many players accidentally go from like level 65 to 70 without even realizing what technically was happening. So I get that fine, but with that being said, we do move into how the items are actually going to operate here. So first of all, we got our first item here, which will be the NGS story progression tab. The item can be used to skip through the main story to the latest chapter at the time of use. So, example being, use it now. You will officially be up to probably chapter 5, since it does say the latest chapter. So you still have to go through chapter 5 here. With this technically already exists, which I am kind of curious to see if there could be something that is going to go away. Because for anyone who's not aware, is if you have a second character that you made, and let's say it on a different ship or the same ship, and you make the new character, when you create that character, it will ask you, like, hey, do you want to skip to the latest content or wherever your main character is? So, example here, if you have a character that have already completed all the main story progress, you can instantly, when you make your character, just skip to the last chapter and continue from there. And yeah, once again, they feel like something that was already free, that is going behind a paywall now. And from there, we move into the class level 70 equipment set. So as stated here, the item will raise the selected main class level to 70. So just know, there's only going to be one class. And provide one weapon for each weapon category available to those selected classes, as well as 3 pieces of armor. So the question here is it going to be more in line with getting you pretty much whatever the top of the line weapon. Let's say, like, as example with the Neo weapon, will it just give you one of every Neo? Will it be one of every gun, or whatever weapon series it might be? Or is it still like the most common version of that is before hitting the items that we obviously have to farm for? I have no idea here, but it does say though in parentheses here, equipment item will be set to increase the character battle power to the amount they are needed to play the latest content, and in the quote date of June 7th. Purchase item one for each class on each character. So you can indeed buy multiples of these if you want to go ahead and level every class to max level. As well as equipment item will be delivered to the OP team storage is how you're going to find this. So once again, that one is, if I remember right, I don't think we got equipment for free when you actually did do the kip, because I only did a kip one time when it was free. Since, let's be honest, it's not going to be free anymore, obviously. I don't honestly remember if they actually give my character armor and weapon. Let me know in the comments if you know, for any of you who have made multiple characters on multiple ships. Let me know on that one. But nonetheless, we do have our very last item here, which is NGS version 1 all Trainia aboard. The item was set to status of Cocoon Tower, available as of, once again, June 7th. To complete it, so player can acquire the skill point from the 4th quill rewards. So right here, you're going to be able to get all your skill point. So as you can see, 3 items here: story progression, item/level of progression, and cocoons and tower progression. And other than the cocoons and maybe the weapons and armor, everything else here have always just been free. So that is one thing. Because let's be honest here, they pretty much break down into 2 discussions. First of all, the fourth discussion being, on one hand, that kind of sucks. This is going away for anyone that do make multiple characters. And this is probably a sign, if you have some open character slot that you want to make, or you want to be on Pacific ships, be sure to get to it before June 7th for version 2. As well as on top of that is we start getting into, not only then we move in something that was free and making it pay, but also getting into, I get the blunt way to put it, is this another kind of waste of money? Just to, put it bluntly here, because the thing is about NGS is, for anyone who play it, you will know it well, I do, is most of the in-game content, don't get me wrong, we got a few things here and there that obviously might change come June 7th, so take whatever I'm going to say here with a grain of salt, just in case there was a big, amount of stuff that will be coming outside of the houses and minigame stuff, or the mod tool stuff. Once again, we don't know. We will maybe, hopefully, find out during the headline stream at the end of the month. But for the time being, well, New Genesis set is, outside of 1 or 2 content, the in-game haven't really changed at all since launch, as well as the content to burn through it is not that big of a deal. Once again, maybe is it cheap enough? Maybe it'd be worth it. Maybe. Because let's be honest, if you are someone who is just progressing from main story up to end of chapter 5, you are looking at maybe 5 hours, maybe 7 hours. Because let's be honest, the main thing about NGS that have happened pretty much since the release, or I should say, yeah, I guess it would be the release of Kavaris, is battle power and stuff have very much taken a back seat to progression. And on top of that, with how many weapons that we got and how drastically distant the power scale is between your weapons and armor, as well as how cheap they are on the player market, once again, depending on what ship you're on, I guess you could argue, is getting power, getting the stuff to do the main story is not all that hard, and can be done in only a few hours. This isn't a situation such as like Final Fantasy 14 or other MMOs, where you got to spend hundreds upon hundreds of hours to get to quote-unquote in-game, might it be content, or indicate the social hubs. PSO not like that. So Don't get me wrong, for a select few people, this is probably going to be fine and dandy. But at the same time, for a lot of other people, elite people that may or may not be in the know here, it might seem like a little bit of a waste, especially how quickly you can get through it. And then not counting that, once again, as of now, is the bet pause of PSO is the part in between. Because, once again, we all know here, once you hit the end of Chapter 5, you pretty much got nothing outside of a very select few player bases of might it be you becoming more involved in the social side or becoming very, very much into like spending hundreds of hours trying to farm one item that may or may not be relevant in a week, or once again, spending a crap ton of money through AC scratches. That is pretty much all that is there. So I kind of feel like for elite me anyway, and I know many of you out there will probably be like, this is kind of a waste. And honestly, like, I understand why SEGA would put it behind a paywall, especially now since they've been giving it to up for free in general for the last few months, or I should say the last, 2 years now, roughly. But nonetheless, this is huge changes coming to the way NGS gonna work at fall progression. Let me know in the comment, do you think that it good, bad? Do you think they're gonna be worth the money, or is it just gonna all come down to how much they're gonna cost, especially because since in the case of the leveling stuff, depending, they could get very expensive when you bring in what are we at, 9 classes now? So it'd be like $10 a pop once again. Just making up number, we don't have numbers. But as an example, it'd be like $10 a pop. You're looking at almost $100 to level all your characters. Is that worth it? Probably not. Let me know below. I will keep you guys up to date. Hopefully, that will make more sense as we get into June 7th and we find out any more stuff about version 2. Because, well, PSO10 right now, I don't even think paying $1 would be worth it outside of a very select few people. But once again, let me know below. And with that, that's going to do it for me. And I'm going to pretty much question the meaning of life here, right along with the meaning of this. But nonetheless, I will go ahead and also see you all in the comments.